Hey, how you doing? Rob here for another episode of the Saturday Grove, where I kind of basically amble on about things magical and spiritual. And I hope you've had a good week. You have to bear with. Normally I freeform this. However, I have made a few notes, partly because it's been a full-on week, bit tired. Went out, saw a cracking couple of bands last night. So anyway, that aside. I was flicking through one of the books that I've written, and came across a section where I was talking about boundaries, and it made me think about, like when you're working magically, we're encouraged to create this magical circle. You do it in the craft, Wicca, um, ritual magic. You create the circle, you call in the quarters, you do all that stuff. And the idea is you create this boundary to protect that which is inside, namely ourselves. And I was thinking about how, the one thing that I've realized over the years is that what we do ritually in the temple or out in the woods or wherever we do our thing, um, those outer actions are also reflected in our daily lives. And actually, the challenge isn't to go and be able to do this thing out in the middle of nowhere or in a specially prepared room. The challenge is to be able to hold that space within ourselves at all times and at all moments. And one of the ways we do or do not do this is through the boundaries we keep with other people. The people we associate with, the people who are around us greatly impact us, not just emotionally, but spiritually and magically. They can lift us up. Um, on the other hand, they can really drain us. I mean, we've all, it's not a judgment, but we all know people that when we spend time in their company seem to pull the energy out of us, and we kind of leave, and we're like, oh, that's a bit, we all know people like that, and the spiritual magical paths call us when we strip it away. It's all about the love, and we're called to love all people. However, we're called to love all people. We're not called to give everybody access. We're not called to give everybody access. I remember years back now, the liberating moment where I went thinking about social media, Facebook, that kind of stuff, and just like, I don't have to follow people that I don't want to. And actually, if you put a request to follow me, go, hi, blah, 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 let's connect, I don't have to. And that's important, because I am creating my sacred circle around me at any one moment in my life. At any one moment in our life, we are holding that space and creating that. And so ask yourself, I mean, if you're working magic, do you want to be letting demons in that zap your energy, that bring you down, that cause problems for your life? I don't think so. So why then do we kind of automatically, especially in a modern world where we're like almost expected now to be out there on the internet with our profiles and this, that, and the other, you know, why would, if you wouldn't invite that negativity into a magical space, if you're living spiritually, if you're trying to live a spiritual life or trying to live a magical life, you're a magical human being. What you do, what you think, and how you associate really, really affects, um, how how you show up for life, how life shows up for you, without shadow of a doubt. So we don't actually have to give everybody access. We don't have to have you know, this illusion of social closeness. Like, oh, I've got all these followers, all these friends. It's so illusionary. It's so unreal. It's ridiculous. Um, Friendships are not. They're not measured on likes and followers. They're not. They're really not. And, you know, real relationships are built on trust, depth, and the meaning they bring to our lives. When you start looking at it like that, all these tentacles of connection, these strings of light that we have reaching out to so many people, suddenly they're not all that, are they? Um, we just allow too many voices and influences into our inner world. When you enter the calmness and the stillness at the center of the circle, from where all peace radiates out, it's not full of this, that, and the other from, and when these connections, I'm not just talking like friend connections, we're talking about the fact that you go online and all the advertisers know exactly what ads to flash up on your feed, You have a conversation with somebody, accidentally search something that you're not really interested in, but someone mentioned. The next thing you know, you've got 101 ads for hot, spicy Tabasco sauce with extra volcano in it. And you don't like the stuff. And it takes ages to get rid of it. And your inner world is being bombarded all the time. You know, some random person called Dave you met once at a festival is posting his woes, his troubles, and how life's so terrible for him, and it's appearing in your feed. And you flick it. There's the speed you read at, and there's the speed your mind takes on board what's written. Very two different things. When you learn to speed read, they come closer, and it's amazing how many words you can read in a very short period of time. But this is going on, and so terrible, terrible, terrible. People love sharing the crap that's going on in the world. Terrible, 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 terrible. Pour, pour, excuse the expression, but pour the shit into my inner sanctuary, why don't you? I feel like an old fart having a rant. Um, so we allow these voices into our inner world and we confuse uh, opinion over wisdom. Opinion doesn't hold up. It's one person's viewpoint. A liberating moment in my life was when I trained to be a person-centered counselor and was told never give anyone advice. If I give you advice, I'm just giving you my opinion, and my opinion might work for me. My advice might work for me. You're you. It may, but you can also blame me if it doesn't. So ditch advice. It's a wonderful thing. Be there for people. Just don't tell them what to do. Um, so yeah, we we kind of go, "Oh, I think this about this, I think about that, and we're taking all this on. It's all there. It's all there on the internet. Oh, there's such and such. Well, in my opinion, it's this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. Classic one at the moment. We've just gone through Easter, and in all fairness, not been as prevalent this time, maybe because I got rid of those people. But the whole kind of, oh, Easter, the church stole it from a pre-Christian pagan thing. And actually, if you look at that statement, it's ludicrous because the goddess Easter is mentioned once by Bede writing several, and it's the first and only mention of the name ever. It's an Anglo-Saxon goddess. It doesn't tie up. It doesn't add up. You know, the resurrection was being celebrated several hundred years before this goddess even gets a look in or a mention. So it wasn't stolen and had been in practice way before Saxons ever encountered Christianity. So how can you make something up and steal it if you don't know it exists? I'm just saying. But that's people's opinion. It's not fact. It's not truth, and it's not wisdom. Wisdom is wonderful. There is a beautiful wisdom and truth at the heart of everything. Every religion, every spiritual practice, every magical practice. I think I spoke about this the other week. Dances around it. If I did in a short But the truth is at the center, that oneness. We're not everything you're looking for that you go, no, well, if I do this, I do that. It's not out there. It's not. Well, it is, but it's also in here. And that thing that's absent has never been absent. Um, it's here. And wisdom. I mean, I've got. You may know if you watch these, I like a book or two, and there's a lots here. And some of these books are kind of translations of books that are 1,000, 2,000 years old, if not more, actually, some of them. And the stuff, the wisdom in them is the stuff that, say, 2,500 years ago in Egypt, this was a thing, and you see that same wisdom playing out in the world today. It's got a different dressing, it's got different words to describe what it is, but the essence of it is still here. That's wisdom. Opinions rise and fall like waves on an ocean. Wisdom is the depths of the sea beneath them. And yeah, so we're bombarded that inner circle, this sacred sanctuary that we should be creating around ourselves. It's constantly under attack, constantly under attack. Forget demons, ghosts, spirits, monsters, vampires, all that. Life. The world we've created is constantly attacking that inner equilibrium and balance and peace. And like I said, real relationships are built on trust, on wisdom, and an alignment of values. It's a real relationship is enriching, it nurtures, it's like good compost for a rose. I hate gardening. I'm not a gardener. I don't know why I use that analogy, but I did. Anyway, what I'm saying, not every connection, not everybody that you allow into the circle of your life is not every connection is life-giving. Trust me, I've been in some situations and had connections with people where I've been left emptied, drained with nothing. I've been a wreck. I won't lie. You know, choices you make, people you allow in. And this isn't, I'm not saying all this to say like completely cut yourself off from everyone and everything and become a hermit. Although there are times, and I defy most people to not admit that sometimes the thought of a little island in a lake where only people that know you're there can find you sounds lovely, doesn't it? Especially on a sunny day. Be glorious. Not every connection is going to nurture you. You do not have to accept every reach out that comes to you in this world. You know, surround yourself, and this is said across the board, and it relates especially more to magical and spirit. When you work in spiritually and magically, the energies around you get amplified. You want those energies around you to be good. You don't want to cut yourself off. The circle. Remember the circle. I mean, if you don't like circles, have a square. If the fact is, it's something that's keeping you safe. And you only allow into that space that which is going to help you with what you're doing in life. Surround yourself with those people who bring light and life into your life, those who inspire you, encourage you. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, just starting a new job. As I've been self-employed for 20 plus years. So suddenly to be employed, and it's an adventure. It's a new chapter. It's great. I'm not going to lie. It's not all, roses and light. Um, and somebody the other day, as a friend, was advising me that, oh, I know somebody else who worked for that company. And don't worry, mate, I'll look out for you. They got really stressed with the job. So if you really want to know the truth behind it, I can speak to them and ask them questions and they'll let you know what it's really like. When has anyone who's ever been really, really stressed with the job said anything good about it? And although this person, and I'm not saying this person is a bad person at all, they were offering in their own strange way to help me by connecting me with somebody that's energy is already negative about the thing that I'm quite positive about. What's that going to do? It's going to undermine those early foundations of what could be a great new step in my life. See how this works? Surround yourself. Avoid those people who either distract you, like, yeah, I really want to get and do this retreat weekend. And your mate's like, oh yeah, but there's a band on. Let's go drink beer and party. And that's all fun. And there's a place for it, but not if it's distracting you from that deeper work, that journey, the great work. Whoa, no, don't get me wrong. No saint. I did well last night. I actually got in before midnight, and that's a good one, you know. But I'm not kind of sitting here going Saint Rob. No, definitely not. Um, but do, especially if you're working on yourself at any period of time more intensely, avoid people that distract. Oh, don't worry about your meditation weekend. Come and do this instead. Yeah, it's a lovely invitation. What about in here? What is it deeper within you that is in your best interest? Sometimes that blowout and a great weekend partying is just the best thing and actually probably more spiritual than anything you can imagine. I remember the first time I went down Stonehenge when they opened it back up to the public. A mate of mine had gone the year before. I went the second year, and he was like, "Oh, mate, don't expect anything spiritual. It's all just drink and drugs and people partying." So I got down there really quick, and I'd been to Stonehenge. I'd had private access to Stonehenge and done ritual in Stonehenge, and it was nice. It's nice. Weather was dry, lovely people. Did it feel like some great, amazing thing? Didn't even. No, to be honest. It was like going around a stately home. It was interesting. Um, However, when I turned up for that solstice, and it was a weekend, so there was more people than usual. So it was 30,000 people-ish there, uh, dancing, partying, playing music at one form and the other, unlike a cosmic cauldron of creation at the center. It was all very bubbly and hot and wow, lots of energy. And further out, it mellowed, and it was a gorgeous thing. It was one of the most spiritual things for me. That if you were to say, Rob, what do you think Stonehenge was like back in the day when they built it? That is it. People gathered, they drank, they ate food, and they partied. And that's how they celebrated life. So it has its place. But if you're working on yourself, especially if life's a bit difficult and you're challenged, they're all spiritual challenges. They're all magical challenges at the end of the day. If you've stepped up and gone, universe, I want to become more, the best I can be, I want to know my true will, da da da. Whoa, you're going to get those challenges. And if you're going through them, you don't need people that tell you how crap that is. Oh yeah, mate. Yeah, so you did that thing, didn't you, the other week? And now you've lost your job. You've got the flu. And oh, I bet the dog's gonna leave you. Cheers, mate. Pass me the whiskey now. Um, it's not gonna happen, is it? You really, no, no. Just why would you? Think about that circle. That magical circle. You create that if you're a magical person, you're a spiritual person, you are creating that circle, that shield of protection every moment of your life. People that pull you away from living your true will, people who distract you, people who undermine what you're trying to do with your life, or just simply don't get it. And, that's the whole to know, to will, to dare, to keep silent thing. We keep silent, so those people that don't get it don't have an opportunity to undermine it and take the absolute piss out of us. This is why we do it. So, you know, think about these things. You create that magical circle, you're keeping evil spirits, evil energies, demons, whatever out, but then you go into your life and allow those same energies to creep in other ways. Create and hold that space. I mean, what if, what if our very craving for creation, so that, oh, I've got to check my social media. Oh, I've got to, what if that very craving for connection is actually leaving us more distracted? Because rather than I've been out this morning. That's why I'm doing this later on in the day, and it hasn't appeared at its usual time slot. And we're in a cafe, and around the corner there's a group of girls, four of them at a table, two of them Zombie scrolling. Whoa. And the other two just sitting there like, oh yeah. No one was talking to anyone. Two of them were lost in their phones going, and the other two were just like, they obviously didn't have their phones with them, didn't seem to engage in a conversation, and the others weren't interested anyway. You might as well have been in your living room or in a box. Do you know what I mean? It's and you probably go away from that going, yeah, didn't we have a lovely time at the cafe? And we're like, yeah, yeah, because that is the status of lovely time in a cafe now. Sitting on your phone, not speaking to each other. What if what if you'd sat there and had a really good talk about, oh, I've just started doing this thing and blah 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 blah, and encouraging each other and kind of helping each other and saying, oh, I'm really struggling with this at the moment, and this, and then, oh, I found out this really cool thing about how the universe works and how actually the magic that we kind of reach out for is already here. It's ours and it always has been. What? No. What did you do in the cafe? What did you eat? What if that craving for connection, all the internet crap, all the miss phones and always having to be messaging is actually distracting us? What if it's draining us? Because I don't know about you, if I've been locked into a piece of whatever tech for a while, I can feel real like oof, afterwards. And and it's not a what if. We are becoming socially more disconnected from people by being more connected to people. What do you allow into your circle? Does it lift you? Does it support you? Does it make you grow? The people we spend time with do shape us. I think back through my life, when I'd first made the choice to go down the druidic path, when I did that, I was early 20s. I've spoke about it elsewhere, but it's a big spiritual wobble. It was one last thing to not just basically go back to the church, and I joined the Order of the Bards of Eights and Druids. And I remember my tutor when I was on holiday in Cornwall saying, "Come and visit," so I did, and it was a real make and break moment. If he'd reminded me of the people who disillusioned me, I would never have gone any further. I literally would have stopped the subscription and the training there and then. As it was, I spent a wonderful evening with this chap and his wife, and they inspired me. They asked questions that challenged me but helped me grow. That that's a connection worth working with. Those are the people you want around you. Um, so I got 5 little points down here. When it comes to your connections, when it comes to your relationships and the people that you allow in that circle and the stuff that you allow into your inner world and the people you allow into your inner world, choose depth. Choose depth over quantity. What use is having 10,000 friends on social media if no one's got your back? If no one lifts you when you're feeling down, if no one catches you when you fall, because I promise you, those 10,000 people on Facebook, social media, wherever you're finding them, they don't give a damn because the moment you stop posting because you're going through a difficult time, they'll jump onto somebody else. That's not worth nurturing. That's not worth the blooming screen it's typed on. Be mindful of oversharing. To know, to will, to dare, to keep silent. When it comes to your spiritual, magical stuff, don't go, hey, look at me. He says, doing a podcasty video blah about being a magical and spiritual person. Uh, but don't go, be wary of who you share that with. Some people will be like, you'll soon know if you're coming from a place of ego. Because if you go, hey, yeah, man, well, I'm really into this spiritual path, and they go, oh, that's nice. And you're like, they didn't think I was special. That's ego. You need to look at why you're treading your path. Or maybe there's a bit of work to be done. Be mindful of oversharing. Don't put your life, you do not have to put, trust me, most liberating thing again, stop putting your world out there for everybody to see. Medieval times, people built castles, watchtowers of the north, south, east, and west. Just Connecting a symbolism there if you hadn't. I'm sure you have. Castles, because they wanted to defend things and keep people safe as well. And so they build a castle. Now, if they'd then gone, hey, we've built this castle and this is the layout, this is what goes here, that's where we keep all the weapons, that's where the soldiers sleep. That's the main door, which looks really difficult to get in through. But round the back, we've got this secret hidden door. So you just drop down here, go around there, and then it's just knock 3 times and they let you in. What's the point? That castle now is useless. Why? Because you've shared so much about the structure, about what goes on inside, that it's now completely open and vulnerable. And we're doing this every day to ourselves. Just say, surround yourself with people that inspire you. Not yes people. Not yes people. We can see the state of the world right now because of yes people. Hump. Sorry, a bit of a cough there. Bit of singing last night. Um, Surround yourself with people that strengthen you, people who are willing to challenge you, to go, do you know what? I hear what you're saying. I don't know. That doesn't strike me as that's the best move for you because you've been so into this and wanting to be this, and now you just seem to be getting distracted by that. Is that really where you want to be? That's the kind of friend I want. I want someone who's going to inspire me. Go, oh my God, yeah, you could actually do that thing, and just imagine what it would be like. Somebody who's not afraid to risk that connection by challenging what I'm at, where I'm at, what I'm doing. Is that the best thing? Well, what are you doing, Rob? Come on. I want that. That's a good connection. That's depth. Do not, do not pedestal people and seek approval from powerfully people that you perceive to be powerful. Celebrities, stars, this and that. Do not seek their approval. Rich people, do not seek their approval. Only person, I mean, the only person that needs to really like you for you to be happy is you. Seek your own approval. Learn to love and like all that is this is, all that you are, because you're enough. You always have been. You are enough. You don't need approval from this person, that person, because what you're doing there, you're giving your power away. You go, make me feel good by giving me a like. See what that is? It's desperate. Oh, like me, person, to make me feel validated. You don't need to be validated. You're fucking awesome. End of story. Even if your life is shit, you're fucking awesome because you're still here. And you're going through it and you'll do it and it'll come out the other side. And one day you'll look back at it and go, fuck me, I am awesome. That bald headed guy with the sword on the wall and the sun too bright through the back window making this a difficult video to watch. He was right. You are fucking awesome. You are the God that you are searching for. Ooh, just appreciated that could come over as blasphemous to some people. The one is everywhere. You are an expression of the one. Therefore, you are not all of the God that you're searching for, but you have enough of that God within you to be the God you are searching for. You're amazing. You're awesome. So don't seek approval from those powerful people. Makes you go, what you're saying to yourself, you're going, hi, I think you're better than I am, and I am lowly and useless. I need you to make me feel good. Stop it. If that's you, stop it. I love you. You don't need my approval. You're awesome. I've said it many times. Finally, 5 points. It feels like it's taken like years to get to the end of them, and I've still got a bit more I want to share with you. So I hope you're enjoying this. Stay with. Point 5, seek solitude when needed. Cast your circle in life and literally feel free to go fuck off. Maybe a bit politer than that. But seek solitude. Seek times where you go, it's really okay to not be on your phone for half a day, for a night, every day. You don't need it. You don't need it. It's giving you something that's very false and fragile. If all your feelings of worth and validation come from a piece of technology, what if there's some big catastrophe, the internet never works again, and suddenly you have no validation? Seek solitude, seek that which you find in the silence and the peace within the center of the circle. Withdraw to the center of the circle and allow what goes on out there to go on out there. Go on a retreat, go for a walk, sit in the bath until your toes go wrinkly. Create solitude. Learn to love the brilliant and beautiful expression of the all that you are. Seriously, it is the best time you will ever give yourself. It's not always going to be easy. We go, oh yeah, man, I'm going on a retreat. It's all going to be peaceful. Oh my God, have you ever sat in silence with yourself for a length of time? Oh, especially if you've gone with intent, I tell you. But when all that starts to fade, just imagine a life where you no longer feel a need to impress anyone, to perform for anyone. A life where your relationships are genuinely magical, soul nourishingly good. Those around you lift you. Those few people of that circle support you as you are and just love you as you are, rather than draining the life and joy and soul out of you. This is the freedom of casting that circle in our everyday life, of choosing our friendships wisely, of who we surround ourselves with as spiritual, magical people. And who knows? Maybe, maybe, just maybe, if you made it this far in the video today, maybe you can begin to step back from the noise, from the unnecessary exposure, from filling in here that inner beautiful world of yours with all the ah, and step away from those shallow interactions or those interactions that drain you and just begin to invest in truer and deeper connections. Cast that circle in your ritual temple. Cast that circle in the woods. Cast that circle on a moonlit mountaintop. I recommend that one. It's an amazing, wonderful space to be in. But cast that circle in your everyday life. And only let those people into that circle that support the truth and the joy of who you are. Wasn't quite sure where I was going to go with this today. Anyway, I hope that's food for thought. I hope you take some of this on board. You don't have to agree with it. Say, Rob, you're talking crap. I don't mind. But if it gets you thinking, then my job is done. If you are enjoying these, I put out weekly shorts, little bits, little bites of thoughts, just to give this something, nourish and support along the way. And every Saturday I do the Saturday Grove. The plan is possibly to do these live eventually, but at the moment I'm pre-recording them because new job, lots of noise. But subscribe, click the notifications button so you get the bing bing thing that tells you when. That was a terrible impression. I have to bear with me. I'm tired. Uh, yeah, you know the stuff. We've all been on this long enough. If you've enjoyed it, show it by liking, following, subscribing, doing whatever you do. That means you can come and we can share some space again. Much love, many, many blessings, and I will see you again next week for another Saturday Grove. Take care.